Howdy folks, this is Big Motor here coming at you one time. Well, I was having a problem with the GT. Smelling exhaust in the cabin. I'm like, what in the heck? So, I'm thinking, I just recently did an oil change. I didn't see any, the exhaust looks fine. So I was like, well, so one day I was just poking around under the car, under the hood when during a cold start, and I noticed an exhaust smell coming from the driver's side bank of the engine. So I finally got mustered up a couple hairs and made some time after work to tear them down and to show you what I found. So, sorry about the camera work, but my let me see here. This light's pretty powerful here. Yeah. I got my screwdriver in the hole where the exhaust is coming out. And let me see if I can get you in there. Let me see here. Maybe I had to get you this way. That ain't gonna work. So let me try this way again. Let me see if I can. All right. You see that hole right there? I know it's kind of blurry, but that hole right there, I'd imagine there's a plug, but exhaust is coming out of that hole right there. So maybe, yeah, actually, yep, there's a Welch plug that goes there, and it must have popped out. So I need to order a plug, a little Welch plug, kind of like a little freeze plug or something, and get that popped in there, and I think that'll solve my exhaust issue. But I'm going to leave them torn down also, well, of course, until I get the Welch plug, but I need to do this bank's valve cover. And the other side, the other cover's just fine. It's not leaking at all. But while I have the intake off, I'm going to go ahead and do all the spark plugs, with OE stuff. And go ahead and, even though it's way ahead of schedule, just change the oil again. I truly believe that oil changes are an engine's fountain of youth. So we'll go ahead and get that knocked out. And I'll tell you, man, these suckers are something. One thing I've always noticed about Audi Volkswagen, in my personal opinion, maybe because I'm not used to working on them so much, it's like maybe, someone who is a line tech. But they seem, these along with certain Nissans, they just seem to be overly complicated. I mean, look at this sucker, man. This just plumbing every god doggone where. And everything's super duper tight. If I decide to move to a later model GT, because I'm really feeling like an F430 or something. But if I decide to move to a later model GT, definitely going with a V8 next time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the mystique of having a 12. I'm really not a fan of the exhaust tone, but it does sound kind of interesting. But I don't know. I'm just I don't mind doing whatever the car needs. I just did rotors and pads on the front, and I'm about to do an axle, and then I'm going to get the kit. It only needs one upper control arm, but I'm going to just do all of them. The lowers, all the uppers, the strut force ones. Just going to do all of them. And I know I promised that I would finish up with the self-leveling badges, but the badges don't work with my wheels. They swore to God, Bentley UK swore to God that they would work with my wheels, and they do not unless I can't figure out how to make it work. So what I may do is just at some point purchase another set of wheels, because I'm really interested in getting that self-leveling feature going on the car. I think that is just super duper trick. And once I finish up with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a belt, check the water pump, check the pulleys. Any that looks funny, go ahead and do that while I have it all torn down. You know, do a little engine bay detail. You know, change the oil, put it together. You know, do the filters. May even change the power steering oil, and do the brake fluid and the pollen filters. There we go. And the air filters. Oh, I already mentioned the air filters. So that's about it with that. So if anyone else has had that problem, let me know. It's kind of weird how that thing just popped out like that. And I'm wondering uh, what tool will I use to push that sucker, the new one, back in there. It's kind of weird. Looks like there's one every few inches. I mean, well, let me see. There's one, two. I only see two on this side. I'm not saying that's all there are on this side, but as you can see down there, I got a little teeny bit of a cover leak there. I'm gonna take care of that, and you know, also some of this stuff has been kind of getting old, so I'm gonna stop and get some more of this wire sheathing for a part of the loom over there. Get that knocked out. And in the meantime, while she's sitting and chilling, I got the trickle charge on her. You know, she's just trickling. I switch batteries every few days, you know, just to keep them maintained. They're about a year and a half old. So I figure after 3 years, just go ahead and replace them. You know, she's got the black on black there. But yeah. Oh yeah, and go ahead and take down $250 set of wiper blades. Egads. Well, anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. And you know, I must admit I wouldn't have minded somebody hold my hand during this process. I'm gonna admit I'm a little intimidated with this sucker now. You know, I had a Lotus Esprit Turbo SE that, you know, I mean, I dug into that sucker, did the clutch, did a whole bunch of service on there. I did a whole bunch of upgrades. Wasn't. Oh man, I was just, you know, ravaging that car with upgrades, services. But this one, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know, but she's been good, and you know, she's been really good to me. And as you can see, man, the finish on this sucker, I mean, even under the hood, look at that. Even under the hood, it's just insane. You know, Bentley put a finish on this sucker. You know what I mean? Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, they put a finish on this sucker, man. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, I think if I don't move up to a later model V8 with a tune, I think I'll just go ahead with Depending on how my finances looking, F430 or 458, and those suckers. Whew. And I don't know, man. They look great in all kinds of colors, but you gotta admit, man, that Ferrari red with the yellow shields on the fenders, Lord have mercy. You know what I mean? I mean, that is like, I don't want to leave this planet until I own one of those suckers, And man, when the guys on YouTube put those straight pipe exhausts on them, cat delete, muffler delete, oh man. You couldn't pay this car to even touch the notes that those things create. And I'm an exhaust guy. I'm the kind of guy, like, if the exhaust sounds that good, damn a radio, damn a CD, damn the phone playing through the system in the car. Man, the heck with all that. I want to hear Ferrari FM, exhaust FM. I remember when I was a young guy, I had my 85 Mustang GT with the Flowmasters. I thought I was doing something. But I must admit, even the late model Mustangs still sound good. Yeah, man. I hate to say this. I hate to say this now. I'm not trying to put my car down, but I don't think the GTs sound that good. The exhaust, even when you put the performance exhaust on these cars, the exhaust really doesn't sound that good to me. I didn't buy the car because the exhaust sound. I got it because, I'm 50 something. I'm kind of fat, I'm 6'2" and a half. I have a really long torso. And, because when I was about to make a move, I was like, you know what? I think I'll go ahead and get the V8 Lotus this time. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, I probably look like McGilla Gorilla getting out of that thing. So I said, well, let me go ahead and get something that's more, a little more mature and this and that and the other. And, I don't think I did bad with this, but long term, with having to drop the power unit, to do a starter or if even if the vacuum leak has, the infamous transmission tunnel vacuum leak, you happen to experience that misfortune. I don't know, man. All my cars, like my daily, my S550, you know, I believe in being able to service myself, and that's really important to me. I'm not going to be dropping this power unit at work. I'm too busy. I don't have enough manpower. I don't have enough time to set aside to do a project like that. Before I do that, I'd gladly just pay somebody. Not that I can't do it. I know I can do it, but I just don't have my time is worth more than making the time to do something like that. Now, if I was like semi-retired or retired or something, oh, no problem. Just at my own leisure. Just go through the whole thing. Maybe even change all the hoses and this and that and the other. I just don't have that amount of time. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I have 6 boys. You know what I mean? Phew. I mean, we doggy. So, but I'd like to know what you guys think about my choice of vehicles as far as my dream stuff. I'd like to share with you my dream car though is the Ferrari F12. Man, now I'd like to even stretch it just a little bit more. That what's that tuner one? Man, I can't think of it right now. But they have a tuned one, Novatech. Man, that thing is nuts. Whoo, man, I'm trying to tell you. I give up a testicle for one of those, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Woo, man, that thing is nuts. That thing is nuts. So I'm just gonna have to figure out how to get that sucker, man. I got to get that one before I leave, man. I got to get that one. You know, shoot. But for right now, this will have to do. You know, I thank God. You know that sometimes I take it for granted. You know how you get used to stuff. And I was just one other thing. I wish the car wasn't so god doggone heavy. You know, man, this car is heavy, and she handles really good. But man, when you really start making this car dance in the corners and stuff, that weight will knock on the window and say, "All right, now you don't want to end up on bushes over there." I mean, I'm just reminding you now. It ain't like that. Lotus is if you went into a corner real hard and you encountered understeer, and maybe a quick downshift might break you out of that, or just tapping the brake. Um, this thing, I'm like, I'm really scared. So yeah, I'm not a terror on the street with the car. I'm way past that. But every now and then, you get a little blast in. And, I see why these brakes are so big. You get this thing moving, and it takes something to stop it. And, when I show folks the brakes, they're really surprised how big these brakes are. There's a lot of pickup trucks that don't have brakes this big. But, well, I guess I'm finished rambling on. Um, just wanted to share the chronicles of the maintenance with the vehicle. And at some point, I did do the shifter uh, boot upgrade, and there's a little adjustment I need to make with that. And sometime this spring, I don't know if I'm going to do another paint correction, but I will be shampooing the carpet. I will be cleaning and conditioning the seats, and probably just get it for sale. Whoever gets the car, I want them to feel the way I felt when this truck rolled off the car. When this car came out of the car carrier, it looked like a sheet of glass. I mean, it looked like it was a piece of glass with four wheels on it. And he backed that thing out. Even though I gotta admit, there was a later model one, the newer style in front of it, white convertible red top. I was like, good God. But man, it's like this is what I got. But the folks watching that go down, they're like, God dang, man, that thing's cold blooded, man. That thing's cold. I'm like, yeah, it's all right, it's all right. But I guess you just work your way up, Especially, I'm no doctor, man. I'm just a mechanic. So anyway, just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on that, and just in case anybody ever runs into that issue, it's gotta cause some slight drivability issue. Also, when I get the intake off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to service my throttle bodies. I'm going to go ahead and clean them up. The butterflies, I'm going to go ahead and clean those, decarbonize them. I think that's going to help out with, the smoothness of idle. And, with the tune-up and the fresh filters and the oil change, I really feel comfortable, taking it out. On the weekends, I really enjoy going to the cars and coffees, Well, only one thing about the Bentley, it's like, I don't know. Normally when I go to the cars and coffees, they kind of treat you a little, I don't know, like they kind of treat you like you're kind of like a, hey, look at me, I'm in a Bentley. I was like, and I'm nothing like that. I'm nothing like that. I'm just an English car, fan. I love the smell of that leather when you get in it. You're driving, you're smelling that leather. I mean, it's intoxicating. It gives you an experience that if we go to German car, you know, a Swedish car, an Asian car, they can't deliver that same. Don't get me wrong now. I'm not saying that this outperforms, a lot, they're no, don't get me wrong now, the Brits, they know how to, get busy, but I'm talking about this car. You know, the car does give you an experience. It's really it can really be exhilarating, and the car is pretty quick. I got in a tussle with a smaller Tesla the other day. I think it was one of the Teslas that run around 3.9, 0 to 60, and we were in the rain, and with the weight of this car, even in the rain, if you stomp on it in sport, it will not spin 1 inch. It will put the power down. And I didn't even know it was a Tesla. I thought it was like a Mazda or something. And I noticed the car was like, it was like, inching out on me. I was like, God dang, what the hell car? Oh, that's a Tesla. And he magically slowed down around 80, because Asta, you know. Once this thing gets to winding out, man, goddamn a Tesla. You know what I mean? Tesla stands for when that Bentley gets in tall gear, he's going to tear his ass up, But yeah, so all right, man, 21 minutes. I ran my mouth on this one, so all right, y'all, be easy, and I hope your dinner is not greasy.